Hello and welcome back to what I learned this week as a solo female founder. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Elizabeth, I'm 27, I built a business on my laptop and now I travel the world. I'm currently in Koh Phangan in the middle of the jungle. That is my little bungalow in which I'm living. I suppose you'd call it a bungalow because it is just one floor, but it is on stilts. There's been some interesting stuff going on this week. Like I say, I've also moved. A lot of really interesting, important lessons and reflections that I've learned this week. So if you're also a female founder, then I would invite you to let me know what you learned this week. So first of all, coming back from Bali, I am feeling immensely grateful. I'm really, really glad that I did that. A lot of it was solo traveling. Obviously the first couple of weeks I was with friends, but the second 2 weeks I really got to get into my own routine and really got to enjoy just being in my own company. I haven't lived alone in a very, very long time, and just being able to get up every day and do exactly what I wanted, it really created a lot of space for me. I've always believed that... Hi, boy! I just need to make sure that this dog doesn't eat my microphone. Hello! Hello! Do you have anything to say? You wanna come sit here? Yeah? You wanna sit? I mean, not right there. What? You can either get out of the shot. I don't think he speaks English, to be fair. Sawadee-ka. What? I feel like the only thing I can say is coming out of Bali, I felt a little bit more like a woman, and I don't know whether that's just a little bit more independent or just a little bit more self-assured, but I had a lot of time to think about what I really value and what I care about and what I want to work on and all of those sorts of things. And yeah, it just left me with a lot of confidence, I think. And I feel a lot more grounded now as well. I was able to create a lot of space to just do nothing and to realign what I want to focus on. I had a lot of big breakthroughs. The first big breakthrough that I had was actually about my one-to-one time. So in my online female founder community, Journey Girls Club, that I've been running for over a year now, I have actually done monthly one-to-ones with all of the girls that are inside. There's currently about 25 of us. Every time I tell people that I do one-to-ones with all of the girls monthly, everyone's like, wow, that's so much time, that's so much blah, blah, blah. Everyone hates it from the outside and everyone inside loves it. And I've really firmly stood by the one-to-ones this entire time because I really wanted to do something different. And I think the relationships that I've managed to build and the friendships, literally the friendships that have come out of the one-to-ones with these girls has been completely out of this world. The amount of incredible stuff that's happened in the one-to-ones and the amount of joy that I have had from actually having them has just been incredible. I would not trade it for the world. I'm really glad that I did that, and it's also given me over 100 hours worth of experience of coaching people one-to-one. And yeah, it's not always been in a super coachy way. Sometimes it's just been advice, sometimes it's been more mentoring, sometimes it's just literally been being a friend to someone, genuinely. So yeah, that's the thing that I think people miss out of this one-to-one stuff, is that to me it's been so much more than just ooh, access to me or whatever. That's really not what it's been. It's been the amount that I get out of them is also really special and has been really meaningful to me. And I just realized that my skills have grown so much over the last year and a half, and that I've really got better at helping people, and that the feedback has got so much better. What do you think? You can't eat it, and you also can't lick me, I'm sorry. You belong to the streets, boy. It's so interesting because what I've actually come to the conclusion of is that it's not so much that I really want to be paid for my time. That's not really how I see it. What I do see is that I want to make more money. And I want to make more money so that I can be the friend that I want to be. And somewhere in that, in that equation, something's got to give. When I've been getting advice from people in business, people are like, oh, you should be charging for that, you should be charging for this. And maybe this is just me, but I just really don't like the idea that now, every single time that I want to do something, I want to help a friend for an hour or whatever. Literally in the club last week, one of the girls was going through a bit of a business crisis. I literally just sat down and was like, okay, tomorrow we're going to schedule in a 2-hour call and we're going to break this whole thing down together. I'm here for you, I'm going to help you. Really what's important to me is not that I have this number that is attached to an hour of my time. It's more that if I was making 4 or 5 grand a month, then I wouldn't even have to consider if I was, losing money or if this made sense or if I'm being valued from sitting down with a friend for 2 hours and trying to figure out her business, because that is, again, like the stuff that I genuinely want to do and love to do. From 2027, I'm going to be reducing the one-to-one sessions from being once monthly to being once quarterly. And I feel like, based on like the behaviour that I've seen within the club from a lot of the girls, like the more we get to know each other and the more that we have context on each other and the more context I obviously have on their business, the easier it is for me to really like deep dive in the beginning, but to be able to help them through DMs and to know them in voice notes and stuff like that. Like, we've built a more personal relationship up until that point, to the point where now actually they don't really need me for an hour as often. That's what we're going to do for the girls that are in the club right now. And then, they will all basically move to once per quarter, and I'll be able to do a full like business deep dive with them and talk about their goals, and it'd be more of like a focused, like session rather than just being casual catch-ups all the time. Not saying that they're always that, it's just that sometimes people want to use their one-to-ones because they feel like they should be, but they are actually doing great with their business. They just, want little bits here and there that maybe we could have talked about on DM. When it comes to the new girls, so the membership price is currently $95 per month, and it's going to be that for all of the girls that are on the wait list who sign up this time. Like, when the application form goes live this time, it will be $125. And these girls will be the last people to get one-to-ones. And they will be still monthly until the end of the year, and then they'll also switch to yearly. But then the next intake that I do, which will be probably later this year, the one-to-ones will be essentially retired completely. And there's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is that I'm definitely like maxing out in terms of my capacity. Like, at times I'll be doing 6 of these a day, and there is literally nothing wrong with doing that. Like, I really do enjoy every single one of them. It's just that the value discrepancy now is a little bit too much for me, and I've been super generous with stuff for a very, very long time at this point, and I'm super proud of that, and I'm proud of everything that I've built. But even the girls in the club are like, what are you doing now? Like, it needs to change. And again, like, all of this is in the pursuit of me being financially secure enough to be able to then just show up exactly how I want to show up. So that is the reason that this is happening. If you're a member of the club, you'll be able to book one-to-one sessions with me at a very, very reduced rate. But all of the girls that sign up after that in the new membership will get like a 90-minute onboarding or a 60-minute onboarding, so that I can still get to know them, so that I can still connect them well with the other girls. Like, all of that is still super important to me, so there's nothing changing about the way that it will actually work or the reason I do them. And in general, I'm just super, super happy with how everything has gone, and it's felt for a really long time like I haven't really done very much. Like, it feels like I've not really shipped very much stuff, but I actually have, and I've worked on a lot, and I think that Bali was a real opportunity for me to start seeing my worth a little bit more and to start reflecting on how I want my days to look, but just also what income streams I actually want. I don't want more than 2. Like, I know that Alex Hormozy's sort of like whole shtick is like, you have one business and focus on being really, really good at that. Like I say, I'm ready to definitely make a lot more money in the next couple of months. And of course, taking on a new cohort in July will be a big step towards that, but also just, I know that there's so many people out there that really want to work with me and that I want to help, but the club is just not the right thing for them. They need more focused support. I feel like right now I'm a little bit removed from that. Like, I really wish that I was more integrated into people's businesses and more integrated into people's, I say lives, but obviously I mean like business lives. I just know that I'm capable of so much more, and I think that Bali's really allowed me to, give myself a little bit more credit as to what I'm actually capable of and what I could actually do. So that was like a really big thing for me. Am I making enough money to be exactly who I am without keeping score? And I think that's a really important question for most of us to ask, really, is like, is the amount of money that we're making allowing us to show up in the exact way that we want? Because I really don't like this idea. I really hate this idea of like things being all about keeping up appearances. Like, ooh, how much access do they have to you? Or, ooh, how much of this, how much of that? It's like, yeah, of course, your image is important, whatever. But like, I just hate this idea that to be able to charge high ticket. I genuinely just don't believe it. Like, in order to charge high ticket, you do not have to start wearing matching cords and blazers and start having like an old money luxury CEO lifestyle. Like, I really just don't think you do. I think you have to be a good person, and you have to have an interesting angle and an interesting worldview that allows people to resonate with you, to say, I want what she's got. Like, it's not exactly like I've got a shit life, is it? And I think that me going for this is actually proving to other female founders that they can also just go for their big ideas and do it messily and do it scrappily. And if they need support, then they can learn from someone who's done it. I don't want to fall into this trap of being like, I now have to be unattainable. I now have to be unreachable to be able to charge a lot of money. Like, I just don't think that's true. I don't think that's fair either. Like, I don't think that you have to become like, in your own mind, a mindless celebrity for people to like pay you money. Like, I really just don't think that that's true. If you have to work that hard to maintain your status as a high value individual, maybe you're not that high value. Like, if you have to stop on the dot or only reply on a Monday or blah, 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 if you have to do all of those things to make it seem like you're really important and really busy, I try to uphold boundaries, and I know that that is like also important. But again, I just want to be paid enough to be exactly who I am. I feel like maybe that's not as difficult as we make it seem, or at least it's not as unattainable as we make it seem. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about this week. Obviously, there's been a lot of travel, there's been a lot of reflecting and learning, and I've just announced this change in the club this week. So everyone's reactions to it was like honestly incredible, and I think that that is, you know, testament to the amazing girls that are in the club, but also like how good of friends we actually are, that this has been highly encouraged from the girls in the club. And it feels like such a monumental next step for me in actually, you know, building out the offers and the business that I really want to run, because those are the things that I'm really good at, and the things that I feel like I'm actually in my zone of genius in is facilitating the community, which will still always be the highest priority, and helping some more people individually that don't need the community, right? Like getting more into the nitty-gritty, getting more into the creative problem solving, like all of those things light me up a lot. And because I don't need them, because I don't actually have to sell these in order to survive, because it's not my main business, I actually also get to stand firm on my pricing. I actually get to stand firm in this is exactly what I want to make from this, and people will either pay it and I'll be really excited to work on it, or they won't, and then that's it. Like, that's fine. And I think that that is also a really strong position to be in. There's been a few things that I want to focus on for the next week. I know that's not really what I do on this video, but like, I realized that because I've been really excited about this one-to-one thing, and because it's basically done now, like it basically exists, so before I launch it, obviously I've got a new cohort of Jenny Girls Club coming up, so if you like the sort of stuff that I'm talking about, I also talk about this with the girls in the club every single week, and all of the info will be down below as to join. This is the last time, like I say, that girls are getting the one-to-ones with me included, which a lot of the girls say is one of the many highlights of the club. I've been working on some really exciting stuff with the club. I need to be talking about it more. I feel like I need to talk more about the fact that I've been nominated for Entrepreneur of the Year. I need to be talking a little bit more about like me being a Canva ambassador. And I also really want to talk a little bit more about us potentially pairing or partnering with the charity and maybe running something exciting for that as well, that helps young girls, you know, teenagers get into business as well. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff, and I'm doing it all obviously in the name of the girls and in the name of the club. And like I say, the club is still my first priority. I've definitely been trying to carry over some of that like Bali vibe, like, you know, making sure I'm prioritizing the gym, going and doing wellness, getting up early, like all of that has been amazing, although I'm a little bit sniffly. Let me know how you feel. What's been your pricing strategy? Have you feel like you've outgrown any of your current offers? Do you feel like you're ready to step into any new offers? And what's the exact value proposition that you're bringing for people? So I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you're working on. I'd love to know what you resonated with from this video. And if you have any advice for me, I'm always open to that as well. But yeah, thanks so much for joining along, and I will see you next week. Bye.